Ian.
Dave.
Apex Adjacent Automotive Podcast. Ian, I'm Ian. I am Dave. You are Ian. We're going to keep it tight tonight because we're both sleepy boys.
Yes.
Yep. You have a very early flight tomorrow morning, so thank you for squeezing in recording this evening.
Yes. I just want to tell the people at the Denver airport in the morning, don't talk to me.
Yes. The headphones are a sign for everyone interacting with or trying to interact with you that you do not want any of that.
Correct. Uninteresting.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I interrupted your.
No. If you have time, do you snag like a quad Americano before you get on the plane, or do you not want to down that so you don't plane poop?
It depends how much sleep I'm going to get tonight.
Okay.
So I'm going straight to. I'm flying to the East Coast, so I'm going to lose, a bunch of hours, but then I'm going to go straight to a work meeting.
Oh,
so
okay.
You need some caffeine.
Right. You don't want to poop during the work meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
And the coffee options at the airport, pretty dire.
Yeah, they are.
And you know what? I think McDonald's coffee is the best available at the airport.
You are correct. You are 100% correct. Yeah, I down with McDonald's coffee and absolutely, or the Dunkies with the turbo shot. Either one. I will take that over DOSBOG, Starbucks, all that. Yeah.
Even like at Denver, like for anyone who's flying through Denver, there's a great breakfast restaurant in Denver.
Root Down, baby.
Root Down is great. They do not have good coffee. It's that weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's some subset of like nice restaurants that cannot make a cup of coffee.
Yes. Yes. So, okay. So I appreciate you like squeezing recording in, managing your poopies tomorrow. And I got to tell you, it's good news that we have to keep it tight tonight.
Oh,
it is, Ian. Do you want to know why it's good news?
I do want to know why.
Because last I heard, you were going karting with your coworkers and people like decision makers at your job. Apparently you're still employed unless you unless you had like a secret family new job that you never told me about.
Right.
So that didn't go horribly?
No, and I should be clear. I did not invite my boss go-karting.
Okay.
But
still, if it was bad enough, your coworkers could have talked to your boss.
Well, I mean, there was one incident which we should probably address.
Give me the whole. I want the whole story, Ian. I'm just going to shut up, and this is your show now.
I was doing my best not to like trash talk, but I'm confident at the go-kart track, and there's one guy in particular who I've gone karting with before.
Oh,
like several years ago, we went to like an electric indoor place, and he was like, "How did you drive that so fast?" And we talk cars and all that sort of stuff. And he was jokingly kind of shit talking with me ahead of the thing. And then like the first heat, I was like, I remember I'd been to the track at Las Vegas once before, a year ago, for this same conference. Okay. And I went by myself, and Mental came out, and
that's right.
Everyone racers. And I saw him again this last week. He came out. We got one heat together before they shut the track down. But yeah, we got there, and it was about 20 or 30 degrees colder than it was last year when I was there.
Okay, yeah.
And it's an outdoor track. And I was like, I remembered a couple of the corners, like, oh, I can take this flat. I have to brake hard here. I remembered the track a little bit. And so like the first lap, I was like, let's see what's what with how the kart feels. And on turn one, which is like the fastest turn on the track, I just drove it straight into the wall.
Oh no!
I got it. I hucked it in because I was like, and it wasn't full throttle. I had done a little lift, and I was like, because I remember like, once I got the tires warm, this was flat last year.
Okay, sure.
And so I lifted. I did a lift, and then got back into it and just drove it straight into the wall. And then my coworker, who was like, "Well, Ian knows what he's doing," drove right into the wall right behind me. He just followed because I said, "Follow my line, follow my line," and then the first lap, clonk, right into the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How was the razzing from that, and how was the recovery?
It was fine. It was fine. I mean, I felt real dumb.
Sure.
But I put my hand up, and they cut my speed on the cart for a little while until they realized that I wasn't a complete moron,
Right.
just a temporary moron.
Right. Yes.
And then it all was well. And I got top time of the day, so happy about that.
So what's a fast lap at this track?
Fast lap at this track was in the right around 40 seconds. So I was right at 40 flat, I think.
Okay.
And then I think last year I got into the 39s, but it was warmer out.
Sure.
And there was temperature in the tires. And then also there was a really big variance in the carts this time.
Okay. Sure.
The last cart I had, so I did a couple of rounds with my coworkers, and then Mental was able to show up after he got out of work. And so we got one in before the track closed.
Okay.
And the cart that I had that time, I was 2.5 seconds slower a lap.
Sure.
It was dying in the corner. So you corner hard and the engine would cut.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, there was one cart that was really fast, and I got it twice and set quick times both times.
Okay.
And all the other carts were kind of not so great.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I mean, before you went into this, we talked a little bit about how you were kind of had some trepidation around just being cart boy Ian around your coworkers. Run me through that, and run me through what your coworkers thought of the karting and how you think they look at you now post this event, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I think they all think I'm crazy because I had every intention of being I'm going to keep it reserved.
You always say this. You always say that you're going to hold back whenever we are the first people or the last people in the cart lineup. You're always okay, we're going to wait. And then you just fucking send it. Yeah.
My brain switches to a different mode. There's a dip switch somewhere that's connected to the visor.
Yes.
And as soon as the visor goes down, all that shit goes out the window. And I almost immediately moved one of my coworkers out of the way. Gently and respectfully. Professionally, I did.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Not like they're gonna file an HR complaint, move them out of it, but per my last email them right out of the way, right offline.
Okay. Were they not yielding for a blue flag, or did they not even have a chance to see a blue flag?
They don't do blue flags.
Oh, okay.
And
there's just some scrappy shit out there, huh?
Yeah, it was. And I was it was one of those things where if I don't make this happen now, I'm going to be stuck behind them for a real half a lap. And so I was I know this gap is going to disappear, but I'm making it happen. So yeah. Oh, and I did the thing that we talked about. So it was the same guy. Actually, all three of these incidents is the same guy. It was my friend Larry at work, and he had a slow cart one time.
Sure.
And I was in a fast cart, and this was the time when I set the fast lap of the day, and I was ripping up behind him, and there's a left-hander that's flat out after a slow corner. Okay. There's a slow right-hander, and then a short straight, and then a left-hander that's flat after that. But there's only kind of one real line through there. Okay. Through that left-hander. And I was coming up on him, and I could see that he was about to turn in. And so I did the like I yelled at him, and I saw him go, ah!
I totally forgot about yelling. I forgot about yelling.
Right? We talked about doing that forever ago.
Yeah.
And it works. Oh, it works real well. I scared the shit out of him. He had no idea I was there until I yelled at him. Because I was like, the nose of my cart was like even with his hips. You know? So I was right behind him.
There. Yeah.
But I was like, the speed differential was so big that there was no way he was going to see me coming.
Right.
So I just kind of like, He almost drove into the wall. It was hilarious.
I forgot about yelling. Thank you for reminding me. We need to deploy more yelling. Maybe the presence of helmet radios kind of made us not want to just randomly scream into each other's ears.
Yeah, you like blow out your eardrums. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But Stan's helmet radio, that works real well too.
Turns out the thing that works continues to work. Being a weirdo at the fucking kart track. Yeah. So
yeah. I met 2 of the coworkers that I went with. This is the first time I've ever met them in person.
Okay.
So, they all think I'm insane now, but it's fine.
Who had the closest time and what was the time? I want to know that at some point, but finish your thoughts.
Oh, no, the gap between me and my coworkers? It was like 2 seconds.
Okay.
It was a lot.
It better be. Yeah.
Afterwards, somebody did ask me who was gonna come, but then they got tied up, or their flight was delayed. That's what it was. They couldn't make it, and they were like, "So who won at karting?" And I went, "Come on now." It just came out.
You are so humble and so diminishing of any compliments that come your way, karting wise, driving wise, whatever, that when you yourself say something like that, it's gold. It's gold. I love that. I love that so much because it's completely justified, and it is all the time. But like funny. When a little steam comes off of the Ian kettle, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah.
I did do one other car related thing while I was there.
Okay.
So the play we were at our conference was in the Wynn casino. And in there, it's basically like, there's the gaming stuff, there's all the gambling, and then there's like a fucking mall right in it.
Oh, okay.
And they have a McLaren dealership in the casino.
Oh shit. Okay.
And they had a simulator running a set of Corsa with like really nice steering wheel, like 4-speed, like feedback pedals, and a little bit of motion in the seat, and like really good pedals and helmet, like a headset and the whole thing. And then they have an instructor, and so you can pay like $200 to get an hour with an instructor, and it's like a competition to see like who can get the
no
top
way
time.
Okay.
So it was like a McLaren GT. It was a 720S GT3. Okay. So like the like the IMSA style car.
Yeah.
And Road Atlanta, which I don't know that track at all.
Okay.
So I had to learn the track. But I got within a 10th of the top time.
No way.
And then I didn't go back to do it again, but I got within a 10th of the top time, and it was so close.
Oh, wow.
But it was cool because they like gave you like data and like, here's your braking, you need to clean up. So for me, it was, my braking looked good, but I needed to clean up my throttle application out of the corner, right? Because there was a lot of like trying to feel the traction and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And most of it was just learning the track because Road Atlanta is really tricky.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man.
The instructor said I got within like 5 seconds of him.
Okay.
So, all right. Which is honestly better than I usually do on a simulator.
Yes. Yeah. What is a lap time in that car? Like what kind of lap times were you turning out?
I did like a 125 flat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fast car too.
True, but yeah, but like
full aero and the whole thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. That's really cool.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Nice, dude.
Yeah. That's what I did instead of gamble.
Hey, no, that's exactly what I'd be doing as well. Yeah. You know? That's amazing, dude. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're still employed. I'm glad that you have to catch that early flight tomorrow.
Yeah.
That like your coworkers did not go to HR over your behavior at the kart track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see it. Like, you got to let me know if this like comes up again in like a work meeting, like a month from now or something like that, you know, where like you can tell like because you're not thinking about it, but somebody else is. Somebody else still is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
The last time I took my coworkers karting, you were there, but I had told them, like if anybody gets within, I think, a second and a half of my time, I'll pay for your sessions. That was the.
Did anyone get close?
No, close, but didn't get it. Yeah, yeah.
That's a big swing, Dave. A second and a half, big margin.
Yeah, I felt pretty confident going into that. Yeah, but yeah, I would not extend that same offer with those guys now. You know, yeah. So, but yeah,
they're gonna be like, we hired a new guy. His name is Ian.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. And then I'm just sitting in the cart waiting for the heat to start, and I just hear you on the helmet radio. Hi, Dave. Either that, or I just get moved out of the way, or hey, yeah, on the track. That's how I would know you were there. Yeah, right. I like that. Well, good. I'm glad you're still employed, and well done. Well done representing Apex Adjacent and our cart affinity. And yeah. Awesome job, man. Proud of you.
We'll do it again on my next work trip, I'm sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Nice, dude. Okay. Well, cool, man.
Dave, what do you get?
Typically I get a meatball sub with hot peppers and extra mozzarella. But yeah, what about you?
You know, a meatball sub is an interesting thing because I always think I want a meatball sub. And then I get like 2 bites into the meatball sub, and I'm like, this is a mistake. This is too much.
What should you have gotten instead of the meatball sub? I
like a pastrami.
Okay.
Pastrami on rye.
Okay.
I like a torta, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a torta for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I like a Parisian, like a really nice ham with a brie.
Of course, my fancy lad does. Yeah.
No, but down here it says Dave gets it.
Ian, I gotta tell you, man, I get it. I get it. I know what it's all about, Ian. I know what I see it. I see it.
We all know what you're talking about, obviously.
We do. We do. On Sunday, just a couple days ago, I met up with our buddy and friend of the show, Joel Mickelbrink, my autocross nemesis, who has been working on his 7th gen Volkswagen GTI over like all summer, and he had to defer a lot of that work because of the Lemons work. So he was out all last season for autocross, was able to dual drive with me, and so we were still able to get a little bit of nemesis action. But he's buttoned up his Volkswagen GTI, Ian, and I met up with him. We snagged lunch, and I drove his GTI, Ian, and I fucking get it, dude. Okay. I get it, Ian.
Yeah.
Dude, this car, he's done such good stuff with it. So it is a 7th gen GTI, the 2-liter turbo. And he's done a downpipe, all the intake stuff, a whole bunch of cooling stuff, an off-the-shelf tune, and a Golf R turbo swap.
Oh.
Right. That's where it gets real freaking interesting, doesn't it? Right? And you know how like we think of the Lexus GSF every now and then? It's just a sticky car. Joel's GTI is now amongst the ranks of
sticky cars.
Yes. Yeah. it's wild. So it is this delightful mix of of old school like Vigan turbo rubber band snap, but then like your R32, where like when the turbo does engage, you just get this just big pile of torque handed to you in like the most weird and efficient, and then the next thing you know, you're almost wrapping third gear at 90 miles an hour before you even freaking blink. Like it's wild, Ian. The whole power delivery feeling, I'm never gonna forget that.
Yeah, there's such good cars. They're such good cars.
They are.
Yeah, I've never driven a super well modified one.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So I'm jealous of that.
Yeah. Like, and you know, like you can hear the turbo flutter and all that stuff. Like he's opened that stuff up, so you get the sounds, right?
Nice.
But I don't think he's done anything beyond the downpipe for the exhaust, because it wasn't noisy at all. No drone, nothing. Bilsteins for the adjustable Bilsteins for the suspension. Great, not crashy.
Nice.
But the power delivery, man. And it was very cold, right? Because it was Sunday. So on winter tires, and like we were just spinning the tires in the middle of third gear, in the middle of second gear, like just, you know, yeah. And dude, it's such a weird feeling, because it's like you and I both love like just old school turbo, just silliness. And like, you know, we don't like when everything's dialed out of modern turbos and like you can't tell it's a turbo. But it was just such a intriguing mix of like how it delivers when it's on boost, and it's one of those things. It's like I'm really struggling to articulate it, like the feeling of it, you know.
Yeah. Germans know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. And Joel knew what he was doing putting that car together.
I'm curious to see if the gap between you guys changes.
Yes. Joel said that the turbo is coming in about 500 RPM later than it used to. So technically that should be worse for him.
Oh, but maybe the handling upgrades and stuff that he did?
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Right? Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's still working on some aesthetics. Like like he has a black hood on it, which lines up nicely with like the black roof portion for the sunroof and stuff, and like the black like plastic grill bits and stuff on the front. He's done some hood vents to keep it cool. Where I feel like this car is absolutely going to shine, and where it would be amazing to see your car and his car back to back at High Plains.
Oh, I mean, he would walk me on the straight, I'm sure.
On the straight, absolutely. But it would be so interesting, like, as, you know, neurologically linked as you are to your car, like how you'd be able to, like how everything would shake out cornering, and like, and torque, like the areas where you just need torque, like coming up that back, you know, hill, like that kind of stuff, like where, like how you would be different. I would love to see like just like the dots on the graph of just like where you were faster and all that stuff. Yeah.
I bet he'd be faster everywhere. Like the Mark 7 GTI. We drove one, or I got to drive one at High Plains. I can't remember if you drove it as well, but it was a DSG. We drove it several years ago, and it was,
I can't remember,
amazing at High Plains.
Like,
felt really good.
Yeah. Man.
So yeah, I'm sure he would be faster around High Plains.
Sure, but I think it would just be really interesting to see like both dots on the track. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, I get it, man. I get it. It's not like I didn't get VW stuff before, because I've always known it's good, but I've not felt something like that from Volkswagen ever.
Right.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was really cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So thank you, Joel, for letting me drive and sharing your car with me, because you've done an amazing job with it. Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nemesis. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. It says here you have a license plate game. Bring it to me.
Yes, I will. And Ian, speaking of flying, this license plate game. Oh my God, I didn't open the Finder window. Let me open it up here. Current show, best friend. Ian, don't look. License plate game. This one, license plate game, 117. Ian, this is called. Look up in the air. It's a what? Okay. Pilot, airline, sky themed plates.
Okay.
All right. Very timely that you're taking an aeroplane tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Here you go, buddy. I'm just gonna let you.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we've got a very red Subaru WRX up top.
Yep.
And we've got, is this a BMW motorcycle that we're looking at?
Yes, it is a BMW motorcycle.
RR?
Yes, it is the S1000RR.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I put a picture next to it so that you could see kind of the front of the bike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
very fast bike. This is what Serrated Mobius rides.
Right. Yeah. An insanely fast bike.
And then we have the Escalade.
Yes, a Cadillac
Mm-hmm.
Escalade.
Now, in full disclosure, I think I do know one of these.
And that's okay.
Okay. But man, SKYDADI's so good. Okay, so
yeah, tell the people the plates. Yeah.
The plates are Pilot and then SKYDADI. Jesus Christ, man. And then Spitfire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know from talking to Serrated Mobius and following his stuff that I think that if I'm right, I think his bike has the license plate Spitfire. I'm almost positive. So I think that goes on the BMW. I'm guessing this is Serrated Mobius's actual bike.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with that. And then it's Pilot and SKYDADI. Okay, can we zoom and enhance on the Escalade first? Because that looks like it has some sort of sticker situation.
And we do need to tell the audio-only listeners that SKYDADI is spelled
DADI, yeah.
Yeah, SKYDADI. Yeah. Okay, zoomies and enhances, Ian.
Yes.
Boom, Escalade.
They're a Mason.
Yep, you got a Freemason badge.
And then what is that? Is that Rhode Island?
I am not exactly sure. And we have some interesting
bumper damage. They've used the towing at some point because the port for the wires is missing.
Yes, right? The port.
Although we're missing backup sensors, so maybe that's just crash damage.
I would suspect it is like making too sharp of a turn with the trailer.
Yeah. Oh, that's the trailer hitting the bumper.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like you look at the height of that. That's and the side. It was in a Wendy's drive-through. You know it was.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Can pilot a plane, can't back up a trailer. Okay, and then this is at the Denver airport.
Yeah, and you know who sent us this one. Yeah.
Is that PETA?
No, it was Jesse.
Oh, Jesse. Oh, right.
Because she lives at the airport just as much as you do.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And I do have, I think I can get the uncropped picture version of this because the parking staying within the lines in this picture is fucking wild. So yeah. Yeah. Just note that like, yeah. So you see this line down here.
Uh-huh.
Right. Yeah. Like there is some solid shenanigans going on with staying in the lines.
Man, this is tough. This is tough. I think okay. I think that Pilot is on the WRX and SKYDADI is on the Escalade.
Okay.
I do think there is a significant like because a pilot will tell you they're a pilot.
Right. You never need to ask somebody if they're vegan, right?
Yeah, right. Yes. It is the CrossFit of rich guy hobbies. Right.
Although I will say I have run into outliers, yes, in my life. And the person that is an outlier is a listener of the show. So, yeah, and I'm not just saying that. I am saying that I do know somebody that is a pilot that would never have told you and is one of the nicest human beings to ever exist. So there you go. Yeah.
Oh,
but that is that.
If I had money, I would be a pilot for sure.
Yes, you would.
I love it. It's great. And I don't, if I was a pilot, I would also tell everybody that I was a pilot. So I'm not saying it's not a judgment.
Right, right. You're not saying pilots are bad, but typically, stereotypically, a pilot, yes. Somebody who has that hobby.
Right. But I think that there's a significant overlap between like people who are pilots and want to tell you about it and like people who are IT people and want to tell you about it. And right in that Venn diagram is the WRX.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's bright red. And then I think SKYDADI on the Escalade. It
like it has dad vibes.
It has dad vibes. That boat was fought for in the divorce. And right, like this is who I'm picturing. This is we're on go number 3 or 4
on
the marriage, and they just keep getting younger.
right yeah
and the trailer backing skills have not improved.
I imagine that the trailer like had a glider in it, like one of those kind of like small ultralight airplanes, right? Yeah. Because this isn't the newest Escalade, right?
No.
So I'm not picturing that they're like rolling up and like piloting like a really nice, private airplane, right?
But yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm going pilot, Spitfire, SKYDADI.
Okay. All right.
And if I get these wrong, it's gonna be real bad since I had a head start.
Ian, you got one right.
Damn it.
SKYDADI on the WRX, Ian, and pilot on the Escalade. They got the vanity plate during their first marriage when they got this Escalade, and they haven't changed either one since.
SKYDADI.
Right?
I mean, it makes sense that they're parked poorly and all of that.
Right? So thank you, Jessie, for sending SKYDADI. She said that today. Yes.
Jesus.
Thank you, Serrated. Thank you, Eric, for sending in Spitfire. And thank you, Eric, for sending in Pilot. I think Eric sent me Pilot in 2022. That's how long I've been banking. So just for anyone listening, when you text a plate to 720-515-1391, yeah, we bank stuff. Yes. So
I like it.
Yes.
Nice.
So Serrated and I were chatting on text, and he very specifically wanted to know what you, Ian, thought of his BMW S1000R, S1000RR or double R.
I'll tell you this: it's one of the few motorcycles that I know what it is, because it's very cool.
Right.
I've always thought these were super rad. This and Ducati Monsters are like my two favorite modern motorcycles that I would definitely want at some point. Like I love a fast BMW motorcycle is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah. And so I rewatched Serrated's S1000RR review, his YouTube review that he did like 5-ish years ago. I rewatched that today just because it's a great video. So we'll put a link to that in the YouTube description. But just to give you some facts about this bike that he provided in the video. I don't know this stuff, but 193 horsepower. Okay. Which is fucking insane. Yeah. And like it's a homologation special, right? For racing. And when you bought it, you could just say to the dealer, I want the chip. And the chip unlock. So there's 3 modes. There's like the normal, there's race, and then there's track mode, right? And all like, all the typical varying things of like unlocking traction control and like all that stuff. Like, as he says in his video, all the stuff that's designed to keep you from killing yourself on the bike, right?
Yeah.
And then when you say like, I want the chip, they install a small little thing underneath the seat to unlock slick mode that is made just for slicks on a racetrack. And as I think to directly quote him in the video, Jesus fuck. It's insane. It's insane. So I think theoretically 0 to 60 in 3-ish seconds.
Crazy.
Right.
And you don't know that's happening off the line. Like that's
right.
all after you get going. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like you rev it to 9,000 RPM or something like that, and it still has 4,000 RPM to go from there, or like it revs to like 14,000, something like that. That's Jesus. That's crazy. Yeah. And the fact that like Eric Daly drove it for a while, like, yeah. And that's his, like the bike that he really learned on. And you should absolutely all of our listeners should listen to Serrated's episode of Tempest.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that episode of Tempest is great, and lots of intro about the bike and his story with it. It's great.
Yes, so we'll link that in the YouTube description as well. So yes, absolutely, badass bike. So thank you, Serrated, for sending it in. Thank you, Jesse, and thank you, Eric, for sending in SKYDADI and Pilot plates.
Daddy, my God,
right? Yeah. So I know you have an album of the week for us.
I do.
I wanted to mention one more thing. So we have a new listener. Their name is also Ian.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Remember when we were talking about turbo emblems, like the lettering and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
He said that the one that sprang to mind for him was Volvo's. Do you remember? And it wasn't like a decal. It was the actual emblem on the back of the 740. Do you remember what was weird about the 740? And I didn't until he sent the picture.
I don't, but I think it's probably gonna be the same thing. I think I'll probably recognize it as soon as you show it to me.
Yes, you know how we call your Saab Turbo X the Turbo X.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to introduce you to the Volvo 740 Gerbo, Ian, the Gerbo.
That's really funny. I don't think I've seen that style badge before. That's crazy.
Yeah, and we'll have to ask our buddy Peta because he had a 740.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he had the Gerbo badge on his, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I remember it was that one of those things that you completely forget about. Yeah, but yeah. So
I like that they have an intercooler badge on it too.
Yes.
It's so very 80s. So
right?
Cool.
Yeah. The fact and then thinking of like what a turbo would be like without an intercooler, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they're not as much fun. Yeah, it'd be like putting like radiator.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Alternator.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Steering wheel.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So thank you, new listener Ian. Thank you for sending in the Gerbo. And if anybody else has any like cool letterings of turbos on cars that we're not thinking of, we talked about the Lotus and some other ones. Yeah, absolutely send those in. 720-515-1391.
Yeah. Now I will say, unfortunately, other Ian, we will have to fight because this is a Highlander situation. Highlander
there can
rules.
only be one Ian.
There can only be one.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know. I've actually been doing an automotive podcast with him as well. This was like that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and New Girl that happened together. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you go. Yes. So thank you, Ian. Yeah. Appreciate it. And thank you, Ian.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, no, I was talking to him both times.
Okay. Sorry. Those were both for him. Got it. It's fine.
Ian.
I'm not jealous.
Ian, my dear boy, Ian, give me an album of the week, buddy.
Yes. Hey, it's cold outside.
Oh God, is it going to be the Barry Manilow "It's Cold Outside" song?
No.
Okay.
It's just it's cold outside, and sometimes I go into a winter album mode where I just want to feel cozy.
Okay.
And so I like a warm sound with like a little bit of nostalgia, just like a little sprinkle of nostalgia. So I'm going with an album from 2006. This is Grizzly Bear's Yellow House. It's their second record.
Okay.
They had one big song on it, big by like indie standards. It was called Knife. That's amazing. It's really good. But the whole record is great, and it's just a very like cozy. If you're gonna have like comfy pants and be cozy and like be in the kitchen drinking wine while you're cooking all day, sort of thing, this is a great record for that.
Really? Okay.
It's very beautiful vocals and all that. Yeah, highly recommended.
Okay. Nice, man. Yeah, it has been hecka cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing we all need right now.
And honestly, any Grizzly Bear album, they're all great. Yes,
Okay.
they're all amazing.
Okay.
Very, very calming, beautiful sorts of stuff. So like if you like Fleet Foxes, or if you like Bon Iver,
okay,
or any of that sort of stuff, you'll like this.
Gotcha. Okay. Right on, man. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Bandcamp, Apple Music, and Spotify links will be in the YouTube description for sure.
Yeah. Plus, I think it's a really cool album cover.
It is. Yeah. It's a very liminal space photo. Yeah. Like you can smell that.
Yeah.
That space, like the dust and wood and plaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. One of our relatives' houses has like, yeah, you either know somebody or you had a relative who had a space in a house similar to this, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice. Right on, man. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Right
Dave.
on. Yeah.
I have to be on an airplane in
8 hours.
8 hours. Yes.
Yeah. And your kids are going to wake up by jumping on your face at 4 a.m. So,
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about we wrap up the show, buddy?
Yes, let's. 720-515-1391. Go co-working with your carters. Go karting with your coworkers.
Move them out of the way. Yeah.
Move. Yeah. And then shout, per my last email as you drive home. That's what you should do.
Reply all.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you. We love you. Goodbye.